Standards bring consistency. We think that the use of an acceptable standard across the marketplace will help the maturity and the advancement of digital transformation, and that's a good thing. If you think about the use of, for example, a client header and a unique identification to understand what is the customer, the ultimate buyer of the insurance, and how that customer ID can then be used across the landscape of product, segment, and also downstream processing. Things that bring a consistency and an advancement into the use of digital maturity is very positive for the market. They're all equally important. If we think about a data mindset and how data can unlock potential capital, new ways of trading, and access to innovation, the ability to structure your data and to use that intelligently throughout your trading experience is vitally important. If we think about connected technologies, the use and the ability to talk seamlessly to other companies in a way that actually brings efficiency, speed, and also clarity, again, is part of the journey that we're taking. If we think about the orientation of an organization and their digital journey, the maturity and the skill set and the learning that needs to happen within an organization to get fit for the market of the future requires cultural change and new investment in how do you take brokers into a digital environment. So all of these elements are critically important to the journey that we're taking. Having built our application programming interface, our API, and we've connected risk to insurance capital, we're now looking at the future targeting operating model of insurers and some of their key priorities. The ability to trade risk more efficiently, reduce expense ratios, and access capital quicker and more efficiently is one of our key focuses. The ability to bring that maturity of thinking into the conversation so we can advance the ability of telling clients that their risk is placed in a much shorter time frame than would typically be the case in a normal marketing activity is equally important. We're focusing on the application interface to ensure that companies that haven't yet got the degree of maturity in their technology thinking can benefit from some of the work that has already been done around algorithmic trading, and how can that run as a service to allow syndicates to access capital in a much more efficient way. So we're having conversations with a whole range of insurers about how do we connect our broking platform to their insurance capital. Those conversations are taking place now. They're at different stages of that maturity. But in terms of the timescale, our algorithmic service is expected to be launched very, very shortly. And we'll be talking to the market about how that can help insurers start with a very simple renewal process and provide automation into the underwriting capability. Brokers sit on an enormous amount of information and insight, intelligence that can be used both in helping the proposition with clients, but equally the ability for the insurance market to innovate. Having a data mindset where we structure our data at source and at scale brings new opportunities. It allows us not only to trade efficiently with marketplaces, but equally unlock capital, which addresses some of those unmet needs that we talk about today around addressing the requirements of customers and the innovation challenge that is required for today's landscape. So we have digitized the insurance contract. We've done that for several reasons, not only to get access to the data at scale, the sorts of things that typically are considered in a normal conversation between client and insurance market. For example, the coverage, the limits of liability, the conditions of coverage, the exclusions. They're critically important factors to understand the sentiment of the marketplace and how insurance purchasing is being transacted. But at the same time, when you've structured your data using that particular digitized insurance contract, you can actually trade risk and pass a submission much more efficiently to an insurer that's willing to trade in that way. And our contract builder is an example of that, the work that we're doing with Lloyd's around the core data record and how you structure a client header, exposure data, claims experience, and many other aspects of the risk submission will be critical in that process.